How did I go from a stay-at-home mom to a mobile home flipper? So today's video is a little bit different because I'm going to go and share with you a little bit about my story. A lot of people want to know, how in the world did you get started in this industry? It's so niche, it's so different, it's so uncommon. So how in the world did you get started in this industry? So I was a stay-at-home mom for 20 years, raising my kids and homeschooling them. And I was looking for a way to get into real estate investing, but I didn't have a lot of cash. So I had heard about mobile homes and mobile home investing on a podcast. It was a really random podcast. It was actually a real estate podcast. And this realtor had on her podcast a couple who was fixing and flipping mobile homes. And I was like, what is this? I had never heard of this industry. I didn't know anything about mobile homes whatsoever, didn't know anything about mobile home parks whatsoever. And I was intrigued though by the numbers that they were sharing. So, by the way, I should introduce myself. I'm Steph, and I fix and flip mobile homes in trailer parks, and I've been doing this since 2019. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you want to learn how to get started in this industry, most of my videos are educational. I put out a lot of tips for you guys, a lot of education in this field, so that you can also get started in this industry if you want to. So, and yeah, make sure you subscribe because I put out videos like this every day. So I was a stay-at-home mom, loved being a stay-at-home mom, loved homeschooling my kids. And I was looking to get back into the job market. So as all people who are looking for a career path and a different career, you get your real estate license. That's what you do. You go get your real estate license because that's the answer. And what happened was I got my real estate license in 2018, and I was working for about a year in that industry, working with buyers and sellers in the traditional real estate sense. So I discovered it's very competitive, super competitive market. Being a real estate agent, you have to have a lot of dollars. You have to have a lot of, there's a lot that you need in order to, you need to put a lot of dollars behind your marketing if you really want to get seen. I spent so much time literally walking around neighborhoods, putting flyers on doors. I just did a lot, and it was a lot of work. And I realized that I wanted something that was more in the investing sense, that was much more passive. So I started looking into real estate investing. I was watching and listening to all the Bigger Pockets things. I was reading real estate investing books and watching YouTube videos on real estate investing, like how to buy homes. And I didn't have a lot of cash though. And the whole process and the whole idea about spending like getting a six-figure loan on a piece of real estate, the margins were really, really small in my area. They were very small. It was like you buy a home for $300,000, maybe something that's a distressed property. You put a little bit of money into it and you sell it, and you maybe make, maybe 20 or 30 grand. There wasn't a lot of margin there. And so as I looked into it more, I was like, okay, I didn't want to spend six figures, get a six-figure loan on something with a really small profit margin, because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know that I could flip a house. I'd never hired a contractor for anything in my life, let alone estimate rehab for an entire deal to make a profit. The whole thing seemed intimidating to me, to be honest. So then I started looking out of state. I'm like, okay, well, my area is kind of expensive. Maybe I could go out of state and find a piece of real estate that is a lot less money, and maybe something that would be a lot more affordable on the rehab. And maybe I started going down that path, but then also same thing. Like, I'm a total beginner. I'm a novice. I have no idea what I'm doing. Going out of state, that seemed like a really dumb idea. This real estate agent had this couple on her podcast talking about mobile home investing. And I had no idea anything about mobile homes. I didn't know about mobile home parks, knew nothing. But the numbers intrigued me because they talked about buying something really, really cheap, like a few $1,000s, and putting a little bit of money into it and then selling it or selling it on payments. And I was like, what is this? And they were making crazy profit margins. I'm like, the numbers that they're talking about were insane to me. So I kept listening to the podcast, and then I got home and I started doing a deep dive on YouTube, and I started looking into this industry. I started looking at mobile homes. Like, how do I do this? How do I buy a mobile home? How do I fix it up? How do I know my numbers? How do I calculate my deals? How do I know my rehab? I had so many questions, and I was determined to make this work. So I looked up all the mobile home parks in my area, found out there's dozens. I had no idea. There's dozens of them. And I started driving through the mobile home parks and connecting to the park managers and the property management companies who were involved with these mobile home parks. And then I started getting connected to sellers who were wanting to sell their homes off market. And I just started learning this industry by immersing myself in this industry. And it's what I've been doing ever since for 7 years. And I've flipped dozens and dozens of mobile homes at this point. And I've helped also hundreds of students get started too, because I put out educational materials on how to do this. So I love this industry. It provides affordable housing for my area because the homes that I buy are completely outdated. This is why I'm able to get them for so cheap. They're outdated. They have brown shag carpet and paneling on the walls and brown, paint color. Like, they're completely outdated. And they're from the 70s and 80s and 90s. And nobody really wants these homes, especially outdated like they are. So when I buy them for really, really cheap. And then I'm able to do some of the work to them, like get them updated, get them modern looking and really clean, and like get all of the, if it needs a new roof, I'll put on a new roof. But I just was scrappy in the beginning, and I figured out how to do this. I figured out how to plug in my own numbers. I figured out how to make a profit. I figured out who my buyers were, from everything from single moms to first-time home buyers to retirees who are on fixed income. There's so many people that want an affordable home. And I just started learning my market. So when you're just starting out, I'm going to put a resource down below for you. It's a video that I did on how I did my first deals in my first year. So you should watch that one. But anyway, if you're just starting off in this industry, I also have a resource down below for you, which is how to fix and flip mobile homes. So I will see you guys in the next video. I'll be putting out really good videos on education in this field more this week. So make sure you tune in, and I will see you guys in the next video.